Okay, let's try this again. So, I'm talking about how to understand, cope with, deal with, acknowledge stress. So, stress is a factor that is very much part of everybody's life. It's what keeps us grounded in some ways. It's what keeps us sane in certain ways, because you have to have your positive experiences and you have to have your negative, stressful experiences. But too much of stress is literally a detrimental part of your biology. It's something that is measurable. When you are stressed, you produce cortisol, and when you're stressed, your body and your mind and your environment responds accordingly. So, for example, I have been stressed recently in the last few days, so I have been having really shitty dreams, and I can tell, like, that is a consequence of me being unable, or in the moment being unable to handle the stress of my own shit, my own life. And everybody's in their own bubble, everybody's in their own little circumstance of life, but stress is something, just like love, that we can all kind of relate to in some ways, especially being in today's world. So, to understand and deal with stress, you must first accept it and be like, laugh at yourself, have a little bit of humor, and then assess it and understand, like, okay, well, what is the thing that's making me feel this way? You know, it's always yourself. You're always your own problem and your own solution. But there are environmental reactions and consequences and influences that cause you to change who you are and what direction you're going in. So, for me, I can only really speak for myself, especially right now. I have the stress of new relationships, the stress of a new environment, the stress of trying to become more financially independent, the stress of growing up, the stress of being a man, the stress of media, the stress of yada yada yada, and it adds up. And if you are running on autopilot and you're not able to really understand what the consequences of your actions are leading you to think and feel and chemically develop cortisol, back to that, then you'll never be able to get out of that downward spiral, because it builds off of itself. It is self-inflicting. Stress is something that adds fuel to stress. The more stressed you are, the more stressed you can become, kind of thing. And so, taking a moment to assess and almost meditate, almost graduate from that stress, almost to see and just discern and just, you know, bring light to what are the factors of your life that are contributing to your behavior, if it's not in a desirable way, especially, will help you in the future, or in the moment, really, kind of understand what is stressing you out. And so, from then, you set a goal. So after you assess your situation, you set a goal for tomorrow, for later, that says, I don't want to act this way. So I think there's a lot of value in me writing down what's stressing me out. But on the polarization, write down what motivates you, what, you know, uplifts you, what brings you into a state of bliss. And so you can balance your equation and say, like, I've got a lot of negative influences on this list, and they're adding up, and if I don't get a hold of this shit, then it's gonna self-implode, and I'm gonna I don't know, I'm gonna jump off this freaking balcony. But if I see my positive influences, I can start to prioritize these more and start bringing attention to these things to help me get out of this literally chemical imbalance, causing me to feel in an undesirable way. So either way, what I want to say is stress is something that we all deal with, but it's also a self-inflicted problem. You are the problem and you are the solution. So find what works for you, relish in that opportunity to move on, and then make movement, set a goal, set a add priority to how to move towards a better state of tomorrow. So I love you, YouTube. Good luck on everything that you're doing out there in the big old wide world. And if you're stressed out, hopefully, sit back, close your eyes, and just really feel what that stress is all about. And then after you felt it through and you're like, oh man, now I know, I've enlightened myself on what this stress is all about, and then make movement towards, I don't want to be this way anymore. And then it's up to you. So be good, YouTube. See you later.